Ever feel like your cat is on a mission to test your patience? One minute they're knocking things off the counter. The next, they're turning your furniture into a scratching post. Or worse, swiping food like a tiny, furry thief. And let's not even talk about those oops, I missed the litter box moments. But before you resort to yelling, spraying water, or scolding them, here's the truth. Harsh discipline doesn't work on cats. It won't teach them what not to do. It'll just teach them to be afraid of you. In this video, we're revealing the right way to get your cat to behave without ruining your bond. You'll discover how to teach your feline friend some house manners without the drama. Teaching your cat the meaning of no without a degree in feline linguistics. Cats, unlike humans, don't process language like we do. If you tell a cat no, they won't immediately throw their paws in the air and say, "Oh, my bad." Instead, they'll stare at you blankly and probably keep doing whatever you just forbade, because, well, they're cats. But don't worry, these little geniuses can still pick up on what you mean over time. The trick is to pair your words with clear actions so they start to associate no with, uh-oh, human disapproves. When your cat does something they shouldn't, like launching themselves onto your dinner table or turning your couch into confetti, saying no in a firm but not furious voice, while using strong body language, makes a big impact. At the same time, redirecting them to something acceptable, like a scratching post or a cat toy, helps reinforce the lesson. The magic word here? Consistency. If you only say no once in a blue moon, your cat will think it's just random background noise. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe to Wise Animals, give it a like, and share your thoughts in the comments below. When your cat decides that your dining table is the perfect runway for their next grand performance, or that your couch should be shredded into tiny pieces, simply saying no won't magically stop them. The key is to say it in a firm, confident tone while reinforcing the message with body language. Cats aren't mind readers, but they're excellent at picking up on cues. Making direct eye contact while you deliver the command adds to the seriousness of the situation. And if you really want to get their attention, try adding a short hissing sound. Yes, like an actual cat. It may feel silly at first, but it mimics a natural feline warning, and you might even catch your cat pausing in sheer shock that their human just spoke cat. To drive the message home even further, physically removing them from the scene of the crime and redirecting them to something more appropriate, like a scratching post or a designated play area, helps them understand what's acceptable and what's not. The challenge, of course, is that cats are clever. They may quickly learn that certain behaviors aren't allowed when you're watching, but resume them the second you turn your back. This is why simply saying no isn't enough. You need to convince them that the behavior itself isn't worth the effort. Some people use a spray bottle to deter unwanted habits, but the problem is that cats often don't connect the punishment to their actions. Instead, they just learn that water mysteriously attacks them sometimes, and they should probably avoid the human when they're holding that suspicious bottle. A better approach is to make the undesirable behavior itself unpleasant. For example, if your cat has declared war on your furniture, covering their favorite scratching spots with double-sided tape or aluminum foil can work wonders. The sticky texture and crinkly noise are enough to make most cats reconsider their life choices. When it comes to chewing, pet-safe deterrents like bitter apple or bitter lime can make wires, plants, and other off-limits objects far less appealing. One taste of that, and suddenly, your expensive charger isn't so tasty anymore. Before considering any harsh or ineffective punishments, remember, your cat isn't misbehaving out of spite. They don't wake up thinking, "How can I annoy my human today?" Most of the time, they're just following their instincts. Scratching, climbing, and chewing are normal cat behaviors. Your job is to guide them toward acceptable outlets for these instincts, not to scold them for being, well, cats. So, next time you catch your feline doing something naughty, take a deep breath, grab some tape, or a scratching post, and remember, cats may be stubborn, but with patience and the right tricks, you can outsmart even the sassiest of whiskered troublemakers, training your cat without losing your mind. If your cat is treating your furniture like a personal scratching gym, it might not be rebellion, it's just instinct. Scratching is their way of keeping their claws sharp, stretching their muscles, and making sure the world knows, this couch? Mine. Instead of trying to convince them to stop scratching altogether, good luck with that. The The smarter move is to give them better alternatives. Having multiple scratching posts in different spots around the house makes a huge difference, especially if you sprinkle a little catnip on them or reward your cat for using them. The goal is to make scratching posts more appealing than your couch, which, admittedly, is a tough competition if your cat has already declared war on it. Some cats, however, have a different kind of obsession: running water. If your cat has turned your kitchen faucet into their personal water park, jumping on the counters every chance they get, installing a pet fountain might be a game changer. Cats love fresh, moving water, and having a fountain can keep them hydrated without them photobombing your meal prep. Another trick? Give them a designated observation point in the kitchen, like a cat tree, so they can supervise your cooking without actually being in the way. Because let's be honest, your cat is going to be involved whether you like it or not. Litter box issues are another common frustration. If your cat is avoiding their litter box, the first step is to check if it's clean and in a convenient location. No one likes a dirty bathroom, and that includes your cat. Experimenting with different types of litter can also help, as some cats are surprisingly picky about texture and scent. If the issue persists, though, it might not be about preference. It could be a sign of a medical problem, so a vet visit is a good idea. Before getting frustrated with your cat's behavior, it helps to step into their tiny, mischievous paws. Most of what we see as bad behavior is just them following their natural instincts. Addressing their needs, whether it's scratching, climbing, or drinking from a fancy water source, often solves the problem before it even begins. Why cats ignore commands, and how to outsmart them. Ever feel like your cat is ignoring you on purpose? That's probably because they are. It's not that they don't understand what you're saying, it's just that they don't see any reason to listen. Unlike dogs who live to please their humans, cats operate on a "what's in it for me" basis. If there's no reward, they're not interested. That's why the best way to train a cat is through positive reinforcement. If your cat does something right, like using their scratching post instead of your furniture, immediately reward them with treats, praise, or playtime. Over time, they'll make the connection. Scratching post, good things happen. The same logic applies to other commands. If you want your cat to come when called, offer a treat every time they respond. Eventually, they'll associate their name with something rewarding, and you might actually get them to come when you call, at least when they feel like it. What doesn't work? Negative reinforcement. Yelling or using a spray bottle might startle them, but it doesn't actually teach them why the behavior is wrong. In fact, they might just learn to do the same thing when you're not around. If you want to discourage behaviors like excessive meowing, avoid giving attention or treats when they do it. If meowing leads to snacks, congratulations, you've just trained your cat to be a tiny, furry alarm clock that never stops ringing. Instead, reward them when they're quiet, and they'll learn that silence is what gets them the good stuff. Common mistakes that make training harder. One of the biggest mistakes cat owners make is getting the timing all wrong. Cats don't dwell on the past, so scolding them hours after they've knocked over your favorite vase is pointless. They won't connect the punishment to the crime. They'll just think you woke up in a bad mood. If you catch them in the act, say, scratching the couch, redirecting them immediately to a scratching post makes much more sense to them. Waiting too long just leads to confusion and stress. Then there's the outdated and downright terrible practice of rubbing a cat's nose in their mess if they have an accident. Not only is this cruel, but it also completely backfires. Instead of teaching them where they should go, it just makes them anxious and secretive about bathroom habits. The better approach is to keep their litter box clean, accessible, and appealing. If accidents persist, a vet check is the way to go, since underlying health issues could be at play. Another huge no-no: physical punishment. Hitting a cat doesn't teach them anything except to fear you. It can make them skittish, hand-shy, or even aggressive. Plus, let's be honest, cats have claws, and if they feel threatened, they will fight back. Physical discipline doesn't correct behavior, it just damages your relationship. Since cats respond best to positive reinforcement, training them with patience and rewards is the way to go. At the end of the day, getting a cat to listen isn't about dominance, it's about understanding what motivates them. Every cat is different, but they all have one thing in common. They respond best to rewards, not punishments. Whether it's treats, praise, or playtime, The secret to successful training is making good behavior worth their while. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Your support not only encourages us, but also helps other cat lovers discover our content. Don't forget to share your experiences in the comments below, and consider subscribing to the Wise Animals channel for more informative videos on understanding and caring for our feline friends. Thank you for watching.